What if I told you there was a way you could drastically increase your chances of reducing body fat without having to starve yourself, without having to run on a treadmill all day, and most importantly, whilst feeling full and satisfied with your diet? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can do all of that simply by following one key metric with your diet. Hey guys, Jay Baker, founder of Primal Project, leaders in fat loss and body transformation. And in today's video, we're looking at exactly how much protein you need to consume daily to make your fat loss journey as easy as it can be. So firstly, before we get into the numbers, what is protein and why do we need it? Simply put, protein is a macronutrient that serves as the building blocks of muscle. Protein is also used as a fuel source, a lot like carbohydrate and fat. Now, for many years, we've relied on this idea that a calorie is a calorie, no matter what the fuel source. For example, 300 calories from chicken would elicit the same amount of fat loss or gain as 300 calories from a chocolate bar. Now, if this theory was in fact correct, then people would see the exact same amount of fat loss or gain as long as the calories were equal. But studies do not support this theory. Several studies show that higher protein diet elicit more fat loss than other diets like high carbohydrate or high fat. So why is this? Well, the experiments clearly show that higher protein diets have a metabolic fat loss advantage. Not only that, but it also shows high protein diets are superior in maintaining muscle mass and body composition. What that means is individuals kept more muscle and lost more fat when on a high protein diet, even when calories were matched to other standard diets. So why is this? Does protein hold some sort of superpower we don't know about? Or can it be explained by some simple science? Well, there are several things going on here. First of all, high protein diets elicit a strong thermogenic response. DIT, or diet-induced thermogenesis, increases our energy expenditure above our standard metabolic rate. In layman's terms, the food you're eating is increasing your metabolic rate. Now, that increase will be dependent on your macro makeup. For example, the thermic effect of fats is approximately 2 to 3%. Carbohydrates see about 6 to 8% bump, and protein comes in around about 25 to 30%. So as you can see how a higher protein diet can have positive impacts on fat loss. What's also interesting is that studies show the source of protein can play a role in DIT as well. For example, high quality animal protein sources seem to induce greater thermogenesis when compared to vegetable protein sources. Now, another positive to high protein diets is the fact that protein is really an inefficient fuel source for the body. What that means is it takes the body a lot of energy to really extract the energy from protein compared to carbohydrate and fat. This is why the research continues to show just how difficult it is to induce fat gain on a high protein diet. Lastly, protein is seen as the most satisfying macronutrient, meaning calorie for calorie, it really fills you up. This makes it even more likely that you'll maintain a calorie deficit to elicit fat loss. Now, before we get into the exact numbers on what percentage of your diet should be protein if you want to get yourself the best shot at cutting the fat, let's quickly look at a misnomer around protein, and that is that your body can only absorb a certain amount of protein per meal. This is where people are a little bit confused. Your body will absorb as much protein as you can cram in your mouth. What people may be referring to is what we refer to as a maximal anabolic cap. Now, because protein is a go-to macronutrient for building muscle mass, there's a max in terms of stimulating protein synthesis. What this means is when it comes to building muscle, after about 30 to 50 grams of protein in a serve, more protein won't further stimulate the growth of muscle mass. Now, this is why you may see bodybuilders have more meals throughout the day so they can spread that protein intake out to get the benefits of protein synthesis and muscle repair. And the research backs up that theory. Somewhere between 3 to 5 meals a day of 30 to 50 grams seems to be the best for protein synthesis. Also, the source of protein impacts protein synthesis as well, but we'll leave that to another video. So to summarize, you will absorb all the protein you eat, but there is an anabolic cap if you're looking to build muscle. On a side note, you may be thinking that more meals elicits an increase in metabolism, meaning more fat loss. This isn't the case. The research shows no evidence of this. So whether you're having 2 meals or 7, the fat loss result will not differ if overall daily calorie intake is the same. Now, if you're enjoying this video, hit the like button as it helps me help more people like you, and make sure you subscribe and turn the bell on, and that way you'll be notified as soon as I drop my next video. Okay, so how much protein should you be consuming per day? First of all, if your main goal is to lose body fat, studies suggest 30% of your calories from protein is enough to see a significant difference in terms of body fat loss and muscle retention when compared to traditional diet. In terms of grams per kilo of body weight, this is around 1.6 grams per kilo on the low end and about 2.4 grams per kilo on the high end. If you know your lean body mass, then this number is 2.3 on the low or 3.1 per kilo of lean body mass. Now, if you're not using a calorie tracker, then you can check out this video where I run through how to track your food and also how to program these protein numbers in your daily intake. I'll also leave a link to that video in the description below. Now, you'll notice I gave two numbers here, one on the low end and one on the high end. I recommend if you're not eating a huge amount of protein right now, which will be most of you, start on the low end because you may have a tough time digesting that amount of protein. As your body becomes more accustomed to protein, you can slowly titrate those numbers up. Now, if you're doing some form of weightlifting, you do want to push towards the higher number as extra protein will be important to help to maintain your muscle mass. So I hope this video helps you on your fat loss journey. Let me know in the comments what topic you'd like to see a video on next. If you want to see more of my day-to-day life, head over to Instagram at Primal Project and you can catch me there. Also, if you want to get access to all of our free fat loss resources, from nutrition plans to workouts, there will be a link in the description below, so make sure you go grab those as well, and I'll see you in the next video.